This is why you're not reaching your goals. My name's Emma and I've been a PT for around 5 years, and I've worked with loads of different clients, different ages, abilities, and these are the most common reasons why people are not reaching their goals. The main reason is because people are confusing consistency with perfection. So aiming to be consistent doesn't mean that you're aiming to be perfect. Aiming to be perfect is not a thing, and we need to focus far more on imperfect action. So that means showing up on the days that you don't really want to, on days where you don't have a lot of time, and actually being consistent, meaning doing something is always better than doing nothing, and actually aiming to get yourself in the gym, make your meals, whatever it is that you need to do on a regular basis, but not trying to be perfect. So if you can't get in the gym like for an hour and a half, 3-4 times a week, what can you do at this moment to still reach your goals? Because doing something, however small it might seem, is better than nothing. So you're not being consistent enough, and you're aiming to be perfect, which as humans we're not going to be able to do. I think the other reason that people aren't reaching their goals is they have unrealistic expectations of what they're able to achieve. So they set out to do far too much too soon. So drop the calories super low, aim to do 6 days a week in the gym, and it's just unrealistic. And when inevitably you can't stick to that long term, it means that people give up on their goals, or they think that they're a failure, or they think they can't achieve those things. So actually setting yourself realistic targets that you can fit in and around your life and your busy schedule is super, super important. Having a coach to help you stay accountable with those goals is important as well. And essentially just making it an enjoyable process that you can stick to in the long term, and realizing that fitness and health, there is no end point. It's all about keeping yourself healthy and happy throughout your life. So knowing all of this and all of these challenges, what can you actually do to set yourself up to win so you can achieve your goals? So one of the things that I do with a lot of my clients is get them to look at their schedule of the week, so their work commitments, social occasions, and all that kind of thing, and actually plan into their week a non-negotiable amount of times that they can get themselves in the gym, or get themselves out for walks, or get themselves moving and doing exercise regularly. Setting themselves those non-negotiables, so like a couple of sessions in the gym a week, a couple of walks a week, as literally however busy you get those in as if they were an appointment, as if they were scheduled, and anything else on top of that is a nice added bonus. It always feels like that is really achievable, firstly, so it doesn't feel like you're failing or you're constantly on that rabbit wheel trying to aim for something that's just unrealistic, and it's actually enjoyable being able to tick those things off when you've done them. So that is something I would definitely recommend, and blocking out periods of time in your week for yourself, for your training, for your health long term is super important. I think as well, it's about remembering that in order to show up for yourself, it just means getting yourself to do the things that maybe don't feel great in the moment, but you know they're going to make you feel good long term. So whether you can't get in the gym for an hour, and that means that you do a half an hour slot instead, or you do a 20-minute walk, or you do a little home workout session, you do some yoga, literally the possibilities are endless. You can still choose to do something that gets you closer to your goals, because I think the thing that's important to remember is that even though it might seem small or insignificant, doing that is far better than doing nothing. So just changing that mindset around things needing to be perfect is super important. So the other thing that's really important is to understand that sometimes life might throw us curveballs, or we might be invited out spontaneously for that meal out or drinks, and actually we want to say yes to those things, and that's more than okay to do. But sometimes it's about reflecting on those choices and thinking, you know, how could I maybe handle that differently next time? But the most important thing is to understand that we don't need to allow one weekend or a social occasion, we don't need to dwell on those things and allow them to kind of eat into the rest of the week or the week following that. It's important to kind of accept those decisions, draw a line under it, and then just crack back on as normal, not needing to overcompensate or to punish yourself, because there's always going to be a swing back in the other direction if we do that. So it's important to just get back into your normal habits and routines, and not allow those things to kind of go into sort of like fuck it mode, and just the rest of the week or 2 weeks or a month ends up being a write-off. So yeah, you don't need to feel any sort of level of guilt for those things. It's just about understanding that sometimes those things can slow down fat loss if fat loss is a goal for you. But it's important to own those choices if they're important to you, and then just move on and crack on as normal. So I think from all of this, you can take away the fact that we're humans, we're not perfect. Life sometimes has ups and downs, but if you show up for yourself consistently, and that doesn't mean aiming to be perfect, but you get yourself training, exercising, eating, regularly nutritious meals on the whole, consistently, then you're going to achieve your goals. And that's really important to remember, that you don't need to just give up on everything if things haven't gone to plan. And there's always something that you can be doing.